Hi there, this is XGunishmanX again, putting out another video, and today I'm going to be showing you Medal of Honor, the new Medal of Honor game for PC, and I've recorded this in Fraps, and I decided I was going to buy this game. I wasn't going to. You may recall what I said on a video of mine the other week, that I didn't intend to buy this game. I thought that it looked like garbage really, based on the beta I played, but I randomly decided to buy this on Steam. I'm a bit of a sucker really for FPS games, as I'm sure you can tell by now, and I just felt like I really wanted to try this out, not for the multiplayer but more for the single player, because I like the look of it. I do like the whole Afghanistan terrain. I like the rugged mountainous terrain, so I wanted to give it a go, and basically I'm glad I did, because I think this game's got a lot of stick. And I think a lot of it's unfair, because I actually think the single player of this game is actually pretty good. It's really short and it's really linear. Sure, I think those things are a given in most games nowadays, but the experience itself is a good one. It really felt to me like a sort of Black Hawk Down, intense, leave no man behind style sort of scenario, where you're really having to battle to stay on top. I played it on medium difficulty mode, and it wasn't particularly challenging, but there were moments where you needed to be on the ball to get through it, and I intend to play back some of those levels on hard mode. And as you can see, I mean, this is just a random level I decided to preview to show you. This is probably my favourite level in the game. This is the one where you're the Spec Ops SEAL team, who you're compromised. The level's called Compromised, and you're having to pull back. It's a tactical fall back, where you're pulling back and then engaging the enemy. You're going back a few meters, engaging, going back, and eventually calling the airstrikes. And to me this felt really good. I mean, this felt like something straight out of a film. Intense combat, and the main thing about this game is the sound. The sound in this game is absolutely incredible. It's the best sound I've ever heard in any FPS game, period. And that's just the end of the statement. I mean, Bad Company 2, I know a lot of people say that Bad Company 2's got great sound. Honestly, compared to this game, the sound in Bad Company 2 is not very good. It's over-engineered. This sound just feels natural, it feels cinematic. And the guns are loud in this game, everything's so loud, and that's what I love about it. When you fire a pistol in this game, or an M4, whatever, it just sounds right. It just sounds really, really good. So for me, that alone was worth buying this game for, because it was just an incredible experience playing this in 5.1, and even on headphones it was still really good. But you step into multiplayer, bang, look at that grenade. You step into multiplayer and it's totally different, because DICE made the multiplayer and I don't like it. The multiplayer in this game really is garbage, and based on what I said the other week, I still stand by that statement. The multiplayer is terrible, but the single player, which I never played in the beta, was really good. Well, is really good. So this is like you can see, a bit of a intense combat. I keep whipping out my pistol and then alternate between the pistol, the M4 and the M21. Just like straight out of Black Hawk Down really, this felt to me. It really is just intense, balls to the wall style combat really. I really got a sense when I was playing this that I didn't want to die. I wanted to make sure that I played this through without dying once, so it felt really intense to me. And everything about this game is really good single player. I just really wish they'd basically made a multiplayer component that was based on the single player graphics engine and the physics and the gun weapon animations and stuff, because as I say, when you step into the multiplayer in this, it's a completely different game, different graphics, different sounds, everything's different weapon animations, and it's like Bad Company 1. That's what it feels like to me. It doesn't feel like Bad Company 2, it feels like Bad Company 1, and an inferior version of that even. So it's just very disappointing. The maps are terrible, tiny maps, so I won't be playing the multiplayer at all, but I don't regret buying this game, because like I say, the single player really is good. I mean, look at that for a scope, that's really cool. It's like, it reminds me of Armour. It really does. I mean, if they'd have made this game more open-ended, if they'd managed somehow to create a less of a scripted linear level design, if it was more based around multiple objectives and you had a choice between what one you took first, in other words an order of your objectives, if they implemented something like that into this game, along with it being far longer, like literally twice the length, I would honestly say that this is some of the best FPS gaming I've ever had. And you know, if you read the reviews on that at the moment, all the controversy out there about this game regarding how good it is, it's obvious that my statement is going well against the tide. But honestly, I think there's just a lot of bullshit being said about this game by people. I mean, look at that, bang, look at that JDAM, that's awesome. I mean, sure, it's scripted, it's linear, but that's nice, that's really intense. And we're really up against it here. Enemies still falling in. And the other thing I want to say about this game really is that it needed co-op. I mean, if they'd managed to implement a co-op mode into this, it would have been, you know, incredibly good. I would suggest way better than any I don't know what happened there, black screen, but way better than any multiplayer I've played in COD in terms of co-op. Well, not that I've actually seen much co-op in COD. The only game you can really say had co-op in COD was good old World at War, which is a very good game, but Black Ops is the one for me that's going to be the real test to see if they can pull off a good 4-player co-op mode, and hopefully they will be able to. Well, let's hope. That screen's come back there. I think maybe my PC struggled there for a few minutes, a few seconds. I've got a really high-end gaming rig, but what I'm trying to do here is quite intense even for a high-end rig. I've got a i7 overclocked 3.6 GHz, 6 gig DDR3 RAM, and a GTX 295 graphics card. So I've got a really beastly gaming rig, but I'm running this game in absolute max settings, and I'm trying to record in fraps at max settings. So that's to be expected, really. But anyway, we're still proceeding. I'm guessing if you're watching this video you've probably played Medal of Honor by now, so you know what happened just there, but if you haven't, then basically we called in an upper JDAM strike that was very close to our position, so we all just dodged a massive explosion there. So look, Black Ops is only out in about what 2 weeks? I don't know now, losing track of the days, but it's soon, and I can't wait to play that game. And as soon as Black Ops comes out, I probably won't touch this game again. But I'm not saying that this game's in any way, shape or form a contender. It really isn't. But what I want to stress is that it's actually a really fun, enjoyable single player experience. That's all I'm saying. And I'm hoping that this video shows that this game is quite good. I mean, the calibre of this game is pretty good. I mean, look at that M60, that sound effect is just incredible. And I'm just pummeling these enemies with that M60 there. And the thing about this game that I love, the main thing, the weapons just feel really good, feel solid, realistic, feel powerful. When you fire a shot, it's got weight to it, it feels like you've really put a round into an enemy. Sometimes they don't seem to die after a chest shot, things like that, it's a bit of a shame. But that's not a big deal. I mean, it's not like COD where you put 5 rounds in an enemy and they still run around. I mean, this is realistic, and it's as realistic as I think you can go in a sort of linear game. So, and I love the terrain. I mean, look at that mountainous region we've got ahead of me there. That whole view, that vista you get, it's just incredible. All the levels in this game are really nice. There's only a couple that I thought were a bit dodgy. The snow level, I think, was perhaps too cliched, just a sort of token stealth level. And then there's a few others that weren't too great. The first level wasn't particularly good, but most of the levels are just really intense, really good fun. So this game, like I was saying a minute ago, it needed some sort of co-op, but really for the co-op to have worked, some friend of mine now on Steam on the bottom's just said, is that game any good? I've heard it's shite. Yeah, well, that's why I'm doing this video, because I'm putting out my response, and I did tell him I like this game. But like I'm saying, the co-op could have propelled this game into a different level. But for them to have implemented co-op, they would have needed to really have improved the single player and made it longer and made it less scripted, less linear. So it would have taken basically a total reworking of the game for them to have achieved that. So I can understand why they haven't done that. But look, this is an awesome game, and I enjoyed it. It only took me about 3-4 hours to complete, but so what? It was a good, fun, intense 3-4 hours. And I might go back to it again, I might replay certain levels. But I don't feel like I was conned. I feel like I got my money's worth really with this game. And, you know, that's it. That's all I really want to say about Medal of Honor, the 2010 new Medal of Honor game. It's going to be completely forgotten about within a month because Black Ops will have come out. Of course it will. But, you know, it's not a bad game. Not a bad game at all. Not as bad as everyone's saying. but the multiplayer is though. The multiplayer is terrible. I played it for about an hour the other night and I was just like, man, what is this shit? What is this shit? The maps are tiny. It's just bottlenecking, choke points of about 6 people trying to shoot out of the same window. No recoil, just people standing around firing, sniping, just standing in open cover. The screen's gone black again. Standing in open cover, pointless. I played it for about an hour and I thought it was a joke. I typed on the chat bar, this game's a joke, and people just replied saying, yep, we know. And I said, well, why the fuck are we all playing it then? And people said, we're probably going to quit soon. I thought, yep, that sounds about right. So, it's no multiplayer game, but it is an intense, really good fun single player game. Just a bit too short. So that's my review. Anyway, Black Ops is out soon. The next series of videos really from this channel are all going to be based on Black Ops because it's the only game I intend to play for the next few months, certainly the next few months up until Christmas, because it's got everything going for it, let's face it. It's going to be the new COD game and it looks like Treyarch have pulled it off. There are a few things about it that I'm worried about though, but I'll talk about those in a later video. So I'll speak to you all soon.